UI 7.0 beta update may be arriving later than anticipated, but this delay could result in a more refined test firmware than we typically see. In any case, it's clear that Samsung is actively working on the new software. Recent findings indicate that the company is making significant progress in developing the firmware. A new internal test build of One UI 7.0 for the Galaxy S24 series has been spotted on Samsung servers. According to a post shared on X by THROTTLING, this build is labeled with firmware version S928BXX3BXH8/S928BOXM 3BXH8/S928BXXU3BX88. This follows a previous build ending in BXA4, showing that Samsung is continuing its development efforts. While this new build doesn't provide a specific timeline for the release of the One UI 7.0 update, it does confirm that Samsung is moving forward, bringing us closer to the beta program's launch. The exact start date of the One UI 7.0 beta program remains unknown, but once it does begin, Galaxy S24 users in select markets will likely be the first invited to participate. Other Galaxy devices are also expected to join the One UI 7.0 beta testing later this year. As you probably heard, One UI 7.0 is set to introduce several changes to the look and feel of Samsung's custom Android skin. However, one of the most notable changes, in my opinion, is quite subtle. If the leaked screenshots of One UI 7.0 are to be believed, Samsung plans to completely redesign the battery indicator in the status bar. As shown in the screenshots, the new UI update will replace the current battery indicator with a pill-shaped design. At first glance, this change might seem minor, but it's more significant than it appears, especially when considering the history of One UI and its predecessor, TouchWiz. The battery indicator has remained largely unchanged for about a decade, since the release of TouchWiz Nature UI 3.0 on the Galaxy S5 in 2014. The battery icon has maintained a similar appearance, a single-color, vertically aligned icon with a Thunderbolt symbol when charging. Before that, the indicator had a multicolor design with a green interior and a white outline. Over the years, there have been only minor adjustments, such as slightly rounding the corners of the icon. This small yet noticeable redesign in One UI 7.0 marks a departure from a long-standing design choice. What are your thoughts on this change? Share them in the comments section below. Google's Tensor chipsets have faced ongoing scrutiny for their lackluster performance and issues with thermal throttling. The newly unveiled Google Tensor G4 in the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL appears to exacerbate these problems compared to its predecessor. A user named CallMeShazam shared on X that after running a CPU throttling test app on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Tensor G4 experiences a staggering drop of up to 50% in CPU performance during prolonged use. The stress test monitored the frequency of all 8 CPU cores throughout the test, revealing that it only takes about 3 minutes of continuous 100% load for the CPU to begin throttling. By the 4-minute mark, the Pixel 9 Pro XL's CPU hits peak throttling, resulting in a performance loss of nearly 60%. However, Google clarifies that the Tensor G4 chip in the Pixel 9 series wasn't specifically crafted to surpass certain benchmarks. According to Sundar Pichai, the current product manager at Google, the focus of the new system on chip is to provide tangible enhancements compared to its predecessor. Jucher emphasizes that the Tensor G4 is tailored to meet our use cases. She highlighted several areas where the Pixel 9 series new chipset shows marked improvements, including better multitasking capabilities and faster app launches. A video from in-depth tech reviews on YouTube demonstrates that the Pixel 9 Pro can efficiently manage demanding tasks, showcasing Google's success in multitasking. Another significant aspect of the Tensor G4 is its emphasis on artificial intelligence. Joe B. mentioned that the team collaborated with Google's A division, DeepMind, to fine-tune the chipset for Gen Nano and future models that may operate on the Pixel 9 devices. During the launch event, it was noted that the new chip supports the multimodal features of Gen Nano and offers 3 times the performance for on-device AI tasks compared to the Tensor 3, with the capability to process up to 45 tokens per second. Overall, it's evident that Google's intention with the Tensor G4 aligns with previous Tensor chipsets, focusing not on sheer speed but on optimizing the chip for the specific needs of its latest smartphones. So, what are your opinions on these benchmark results of the latest Pixel 9 from Google? Share them down below in the comments section. Samsung is already working on a new version of their software, One UI 7.1. While they plan to release the One UI 6.11 update for foldable phones and tablets next month, they are also working on the One UI 7.0 update, which might come out later this year. Additionally, Samsung has started developing One UI 7.1 for the Galaxy S25. The first version of One UI 7.1 has been found on Samsung servers. It's specifically for the US version of the Galaxy S25 Ultra, with the firmware version labeled as S938 USQ0AX4. Each year, Samsung releases a new One UI version with its Galaxy S series flagship phones, so this new update for the Galaxy S25 Ultra is likely One UI 7.1 and will probably be based on Android 15. There's also news of a new version of One UI 7.0 being found, though it's still in development. The beta update for One UI 7.0 might take longer to arrive than expected, but this could mean that it will be more refined and smooth when it is finally released. Samsung is definitely putting a lot of effort into its development, as recent signs indicate they're actively working on the update. A new internal test build of One UI 7.0 for the Galaxy S24 series has been spotted on Samsung servers. According to a post shared on X by THROTTLING, this build is labeled with firmware version S928BXX3BXH8/S928BOXM, 3BXH8/S928BXXU3BX88. This follows a previous build ending in BXA4, showing that Samsung is continuing its development efforts. While this new build doesn't provide a specific timeline for the release of the One UI 7.0 update, it does confirm that Samsung is moving forward, bringing us closer to the beta program's launch. The exact start date of the One UI 7.0 beta program remains unknown, but once it does begin, Galaxy S24 users in select markets will likely be the first invited to participate. Other Galaxy devices are also expected to join the One UI 7.0 beta testing later this year. As you probably heard, One UI 7.0 is set to introduce several changes to the look and feel of Samsung's custom Android skin. However, one of the most notable changes, in my opinion, is quite subtle. If the leaked screenshots of One UI 7.0 are to be believed, Samsung plans to completely redesign the battery indicator in the status bar. As shown in the screenshots, the new UI update will replace the current battery indicator with a pill-shaped design. At first glance, this change might seem minor, but it's more significant than it appears, especially when considering the history of One UI and its predecessor, TouchWiz. The battery indicator has remained largely unchanged for about a decade, since the release of TouchWiz Nature UI 3.0 on the Galaxy S5 in 2014. The battery icon has maintained a similar appearance, a single-color, vertically aligned icon with a Thunderbolt symbol when charging. Before that, the indicator had a multicolor design with a green interior and a white outline. Over the years, there have been only minor adjustments, such as slightly rounding the corners of the icon. This small yet noticeable redesign in One UI 7.0 marks a departure from a long-standing design choice. What are your thoughts on this change? Share them in the comments section below. Efforts to garner favorable media coverage for Google's latest Pixel 9 phones have taken a hit after creators labeled the approach as unethical. Team Pixel, an exclusive program linked to Google, has been distributing complimentary Google products to influencers and creators since at least 2017. While such practices are common in the industry, they often navigate a murky ethical landscape, and the new guidelines for the 2024 Team Pixel initiative have raised eyebrows among some creators. Screenshots shared online revealed that a Google form for Team Pixel signups stated that participants are expected to feature the Google Pixel device instead of any competing mobile devices. Furthermore, it warns that if it seems other brands are favored over the Pixel, we will need to terminate the relationship between the brand and the creator. Many in the creator community argue that these stipulations hinder their ability to provide impartial reviews, which are essential for maintaining viewer trust and their own credibility. Tech reviewer Adam Locke from the Tech Odyssey YouTube channel expressed to The Verge that he had relied on the program for early access to Google Tech, but announced on X that he had decided to leave the program due to the new conditions. Similarly, YouTuber Kevin Nether from the Tech Ninja channel shared on X that he too had exited Team Pixel because of the updated terms, noting that he had not encountered such language in previous recruitment surveys for the program. He also pointed out that demands for exclusivity typically came with discussions about compensation and transparency. Meanwhile, popular content creator Arun Maini recently expressed his frustration with Google, claiming that he was not invited to the Pixel 9 launch event due to his previous critiques of earlier Pixel models. He took to the social media platform X to voice his concerns, stating, "For those of you asking about our Google Pixel review, we didn't receive an invite to the Google Pixel event this year. I reached out to several Google contacts but haven't heard back." Maini implied that his lack of an invitation was a result of his honest feedback on past Pixel devices. "We were critical of the last-gen Pixel devices, but that shouldn't exclude us from this year's launch," he remarked, emphasizing, "I stand by my critiques, and it should be viewed as an opportunity to improve the product and demonstrate that by letting us experience it firsthand." This situation has drawn attention from other prominent tech influencers like Mark Brownlee, who have distanced themselves from the program, highlighting the need for a clear separation between authentic reviews and sponsored content. The incident has sparked renewed conversations about the importance of transparent guidelines in influencer marketing, ensuring that consumers can easily differentiate between genuine reviews and promotional material. Following the backlash, Google issued a statement acknowledging that the phrasing was inappropriate and that the language used was off-target. This acknowledgement has sparked significant criticism from both consumers and marketing experts. Such actions not only erode the trust between influencers and their audiences, but also damage the relationship between everyday users and Google. This situation underscores the increasing scrutiny surrounding influencer marketing practices within the tech sector and prompts crucial discussions about transparency and authenticity in social media advertising. So, what are your thoughts on this latest controversy involving Team Pixel? Is it reasonable to expect influencers to provide only positive feedback? Share your comments on this. Google has officially unveiled the Google Pixel 9 series at its Made by Google event, but just how resilient are these devices? Fortunately, a durability test for the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL is already available on YouTube, providing some insights. This engaging video comes from Everything, who disassembles the phone while delivering a playful rhyming commentary. Everything is a popular YouTube channel known for rigorously testing the durability of smartphones. Google asserts that their latest models are the most robust Pixel devices to date, and the tests seem to back this claim, with the Pixel 9 Pro XL's toughness being on par with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. The testing begins with Jerry using various mineral picks to assess the screen's scratch resistance. The Pixel 9 Pro XL exhibited minor scratches at level 6 and more pronounced scratches at level 7. For comparison, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 internal display scratched at level 2, with deep marks appearing at level 3, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra only showed significant scratches at level 8. A key factor contributing to the Pixel 9 Pro XL's impressive durability is the inclusion of Gorilla Glass Victus 2, the same material featured on the Galaxy S23. One of the most surprising findings from the test was the phone's impressive performance against fire. During the evaluation, Jerry typically holds the lighter to the screen until it starts to discolor. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 only endured this test for a few seconds before facing more severe issues, including catching fire during disassembly. In contrast, the Pixel 9 Pro XL, similar to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, withstood the heat for about 30 seconds without any damage to the screen. Jerry puts the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL's under-screen fingerprint scanner to the test by scratching the screen vigorously to see if it can still recognize his fingerprint. Remarkably, the Pixel 9 Pro XL managed to scan, register, and unlock even after the intense scratching. He speculated that the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL might be the most fragile in the lineup due to its larger size. However, the Pixel 9 Pro performed impressively during the bend test, which bodes well for the smaller Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro models. Google seems to have made significant strides in enhancing the durability of the Pixel 9 series, with its new screen and recycled aluminum appearing to rival the Galaxy S24 Ultra in toughness. Yet only time will reveal whether the Pixel 9 Pro XL will face the same disappointing drop test outcomes as Samsung's latest offerings. So what do you think about this more resilient Pixel 9 Pro XL from Google? Share your thoughts in the comments below. You've probably heard that the upcoming One UI 7.0 update will make a lot of changes to how Samsung's Android software looks and feels. Interestingly though, one of the most important changes in One UI 7.0 is actually something small and subtle. If the leaked screenshots of One UI 7.0 are true, Samsung plans to completely change the battery icon in the status bar. The new look is expected to replace the current battery icon with a pill-shaped one. It might not seem like a big deal. This simple redesign is more important than it looks, especially if you know the history of One UI and TouchWiz. From what I can see, the status bar battery indicator hasn't really changed much since the release of TouchWiz Nature UI 3.0 and the Galaxy S5 back in 2014. For the last 10 years, we've had pretty much the same battery icon in the status bar, a simple, single-color vertical battery shape with a lightning bolt on top when the phone is charging. Even before TouchWiz Nature UI 3.0 came out in 2014, the battery icon was similar, except it was multicolored with a green inside and a white outline. Over the past decade, only a few small changes have been made to the battery indicator. The corners have become a bit rounder, but that's pretty much all that's changed. I know that switching from the familiar design to the new pill-shaped battery indicator won't drastically change the user experience. Some people might not even like it because adjusting to change can be difficult. To me, this is one of the most interesting changes because the battery icon hasn't been updated in such a long time. It adds to the idea that Samsung might be putting extra effort into the One UI 7.0 update, just as some rumors have suggested. The redesign feels significant because of the icon's long history. At least that's how I see it. Maybe I'm more excited about this change than I should be. But either way, I'm really looking forward to One UI 7.0. Also, we're going to see a new feature in One UI 7.0. According to ex-user Megaboy, One UI 7 will be getting battery health and battery cycle count features. As we can see in the screenshot, we have the battery status, battery level, battery capacity, battery health, and in the second last option, the battery cycle count. At the end, we also have the manufacturing date. I hope Samsung releases the first beta update soon. While the company hasn't announced a date yet, rumors suggest the beta might come out in September. What's your thought on this? Let me know in the comments section. We finally have some real-life battery numbers for the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, and the results are quite surprising. Recently, a YouTuber named Lover of Tech conducted a comprehensive battery life test to see which flagship phone has the best battery performance. He tested the Pixel 9 Pro XL, iPhone 15 Pro Max, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, and OnePlus 12. The test involved using a variety of apps and features, including TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram Live, YouTube Music, Twitter Spaces, 4K video recording at 60 frames per second, playing Asphalt Unite, and finishing with a WhatsApp video call. Here are the results. 4th place, Galaxy S24 Ultra, 6 hours, 27 minutes, and 5 seconds of screen on time. 3rd place, Pixel 9 Pro XL, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 56 seconds of screen on time. 2nd place, iPhone 15 Pro Max, 6 hours, 51 minutes, and 11 seconds of screen on time. 1st place, OnePlus 12, an incredible 8 hours, 5 minutes, and 49 seconds of screen on time. But the surprises didn't end there. A second battery drain test yielded different and even more shocking results. Recently, THROTTLING posted a new battery drain test video featuring the Pixel 9 Pro XL, iPhone 15 Pro Max, Galaxy S24 Ultra, Xiaomi 14 Pro, and OnePlus 12. The results were shocking. This test was conducted in multiple phases. PUBG Mobile New State was played on all phones for the first 3 hours. YouTube was then used continuously for 3 hours at 1080-60 frames per second. After these two tests, the remaining battery percentages were Pixel 9 to 39%, Pixel 9 Pro XL 39%, iPhone 15 Pro Max 54%, Galaxy S24 Ultra 40%, Xiaomi 14 Pro 42%, OnePlus 12 to 48%, Pixel 8 Pro 23%. A browsing test using Chrome/Safari was conducted, followed by Instagram usage. Finally, the camera was used on all phones until their batteries were completely drained. Final results. The Pixel 8 Pro was the first to shut down after 8 hours and 39 minutes, which isn't great. The Pixel 9 series surprised everyone by lasting 10 hours and 25 minutes without overheating. Xiaomi 14 Pro followed with 10 hours and 34 minutes, though it did overheat. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra lasted 10 hours and 47 minutes but struggled with heat management, reaching a temperature of 50.4 degrees Celsius. OnePlus impressed after a software update, with the OnePlus 12 lasting 11 hours and 17 minutes. The clear winner was the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which lasted an incredible 11 hours and 44 minutes. All the video links are in the description, so be sure to check them out. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on these results? Let me know in the comments section. Here's why the One UI 7.0 beta update is taking its sweet time. Get ready for some insider details. The One UI 7.0 beta update was initially set for a July release, but it got delayed. It was then expected to roll out by late August, but that didn't happen either, as Samsung opted to hold off until more bugs were fixed. Interestingly, Samsung isn't the only company pushing back its next big update. Google has also delayed the release of the stable Android 15 update for Pixel devices. Many were hoping for the stable Android 15 update to drop next month, but that's not going to happen. According to a report from Android Authority, Google won't release the stable update for Pixel smartphones and tablets in September as expected. Instead, the update is now planned for October 2024. This timing aligns with the release of Android 14 last year, which also happened in October 2023. Since Google launched its new Pixel devices 2 months earlier this year, they weren't able to roll out a new Android version alongside the latest phones. Last year, Google launched Android 14 and the Pixel 8 series at the same time. Given that Google is often seen as the gold standard for Android updates and won't be releasing Android 15 to its phones until October, it's reasonable to cut Samsung some slack for delaying the One UI 7.0 beta program. If Google is taking its time, it makes sense for Samsung to ensure a smooth rollout as well. Recently, Ice Universe shared a screenshot on Twitter, mentioning that internal testing of One UI 7.0 is still ongoing. He pointed out that a few minutes ago, the X8 version was discovered and that it will take some time before the beta version is ready. He also shared another screenshot and mentioned the China edition. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Speculation about the One UI 7 beta continues to swirl. Numerous rumors and denials have surfaced regarding the next major update for Galaxy devices, including proposed start dates that have yet to materialize. Now, a fresh report suggests that Samsung will kick off its Android 15 beta program, One UI 7, in September. Additionally, it's claimed that One UI 6.11 has already begun rolling out to the Galaxy A35. Initially, the One UI 7 beta was expected to launch in late July. However, that timeline wasn't met, leaving Galaxy users still anticipating its release. Recent reports indicate that Samsung postponed the One UI 7 beta indefinitely to prioritize the broader rollout of One UI 6.11. As of now, the latest stable update from Samsung is only available on the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6. According to Sammobile, the new target date for Samsung's Android 15 beta program is September. If this proves accurate, Galaxy users eager to participate will need to wait a few more weeks. However, it's wise to remain cautious, as the One UI 7 beta launch date has been difficult to pin down, even for typically reliable sources. In July, reports suggested that One UI 7 required significant work before it would be usable, which contradicted other claims of an imminent release. In hindsight, it seems the former reports were more accurate. Regarding One UI 6.11, Sammobile notes that Samsung has initiated the update for the Galaxy A35 in South Korea. Interestingly, a screenshot accompanying the report labels the update as One UI 6.1, although the source insists it is indeed One UI 6.11, just displayed differently. Let's hope this latest leak holds true and that Samsung finally launches its Android 15 beta program in September. What are your thoughts on this? Share them in the comments below. In recent weeks, a bunch of leaks have given us a good look at Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S24 Fan Edition. Unlike what was previously rumored, this version will only use the Exynos chip, specifically an underclocked version of the Exynos 2400 called the Exynos 2400E. On the bright side, it looks like it will come with a nice memory upgrade. According to ex-leaker Crow, the top version of the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition might come with 12 GB of RAM. This would likely help run Galaxy's AI features more smoothly. Interestingly, this is the same amount of RAM found on the regular Galaxy S24, but the Fan Edition might miss out on better cameras, wireless charging, and other quality-of-life features. However, it's worth noting that this information is based on just one source, and earlier reports didn't mention any memory upgrades for this budget-friendly flagship. It's definitely possible, though. Samsung has faced criticism in the past for skimping on RAM, so the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition could mark a shift toward offering at least 12 GB of RAM, especially given the growing demands of AI-powered apps. This also ties into an earlier rumor that the entire Galaxy S25 series might start with 12 GB of RAM, with the Galaxy S25 Ultra potentially going up to 16 GB. Samsung doesn't always release all its smartphones in the USA, but it looks like the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition will definitely be available there. A new, unannounced Samsung smartphone with the model number SMS721U has been spotted in the Bluetooth site database. According to Manu from One Mobiles, based on the model number, this seems to be the carrier-locked variant of the upcoming Galaxy S24 Fan Edition for the US market. For comparison, the model number for the Galaxy S23 Fan Edition's carrier-locked variant in the US was SMS711U. The Bluetooth certification document for the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition doesn't reveal any specifics about its features. However, since the US version is expected to use the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, it will likely come with 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, and Bluetooth 5.3. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Over the past few months, we've seen several Galaxy smartphones, including those running Android 15, show up on the Geekbench benchmark site. Now we can add another one to the list, the Galaxy S21 Fan Edition. It has recently appeared in multiple Geekbench entries with Android 15 on board. The Galaxy S21 Fan Edition is now joining its siblings, the Galaxy S21, Galaxy S21 Plus, and Galaxy S21 Ultra, all of which have already been spotted on the Geekbench database running Android 15 and One UI 7.0. Before the Fan Edition model made its appearance, this lineup is gradually shaping up to fully embrace the latest Android update, with each device now gearing up to offer users the new features and enhancements that come with Android 15 and Samsung's updated One UI. Although Samsung is testing Android 15 and One UI 7.0 on all Galaxy S21 models, it's likely that the update will first roll out to the base, Plus, and Ultra models, with the Fan Edition model following a few days later. But this is just speculation. We can't be certain about Samsung's exact schedule for the Android 15 and One UI 7.0 rollout. As usual, when Samsung is ready to roll out the next major Android and One UI upgrade, more recent devices will get priority. If you're curious, Android 15 will be available for beta testing on select Galaxy smartphones before the final version is released. The Galaxy S21 series will probably be included in this beta, although it's likely that only the non-Fan Edition models will have access. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Here's why the One UI 7.0 beta update is taking its sweet time. Get ready for some insider details. The One UI 7.0 beta update was initially set for a July release, but it got delayed. It was then expected to roll out by late August, but that didn't happen either, as Samsung opted to hold off until more bugs were fixed. Interestingly, Samsung isn't the only company pushing back its next big update. Google has also delayed the release of the stable Android 15 update for Pixel devices. Many were hoping for the stable Android 15 update to drop next month, but that's not going to happen. According to a report from Android Authority, Google won't release the stable update for Pixel smartphones and tablets in September as expected. Instead, the update is now planned for October 2024. This timing aligns with the release of Android 14 last year, which also happened in October 2023. Since Google launched its new Pixel devices 2 months earlier this year, they weren't able to roll out a new Android version alongside the latest phones. Last year, Google launched Universe shared a screenshot on Twitter, mentioning that internal testing of One UI 7.0 is still ongoing. He pointed out that a few minutes ago, the X8 version was discovered and that it will take some time before the beta version is ready. He also shared another screenshot and mentioned the China edition. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. With the release of the Pixel 9 phones behind us, the focus is shifting to what Google's next big launch might be. Our reviews of the Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro are now available, so it's only natural to start speculating about what's coming next. Based on some leaked images of a purported dummy device, it looks like the Pixel 9 could be on the horizon. The leak, shared by Shrimp Apple Pro on X, after being discovered through a now-deleted Facebook post in a private group, suggests that the more affordable Pixel 9 might feature significant design changes, potentially making it quite different from the recently released higher-end models. Given the questionable source of the leak, it's possible that these images could be fake. However, it wouldn't be surprising if the Pixel 9a is indeed in development, as Google typically follows up major phone releases with a more budget-friendly version. While we should approach these leaked images with skepticism, they do offer some intriguing insights into possible design changes. The most notable difference compared to the Pixel 9 series is the apparent absence of a camera bar on the alleged Pixel 9a. Recent Google phones have featured a distinctive, sizable camera housing that has become a recognizable design element. If the Pixel 9 does indeed forego this feature, it would mark a significant departure from the design language of its predecessors. As always, until there's official confirmation, it's best to take these leaks with a grain of salt. But it's fun to imagine what Google might be planning for its next budget-friendly device. If Google decides to remove the camera bar from the Pixel 9a, it would certainly make the device stand out from the more expensive models. However, it's unclear if Google would want to create such a distinction. Part of the appeal of phones like the Pixel 8a is that they maintain a similar look and feel to the pricier versions while still offering great camera quality. Changing the design too drastically could potentially undermine that approach. From the leaked images, besides the flattened camera bar, we can see that the Pixel 9a might feature two lenses with an LED flash next to them. The overall boxy aesthetic of the Pixel 9 series also seems to be retained, suggesting that while some design elements might change, the phone would still share some visual similarities with its predecessors. The leaker claims that the Pixel 9a will launch at the end of this year and will be available in 4 colors, including a silver option. As always, it's important to take this leak with a grain of salt, especially considering the source, a deleted Facebook post in a private Vietnamese Pixel fan group, isn't the most reliable. Nonetheless, if the leak is accurate, it could indicate an interesting design shift for Google's next budget-friendly device. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Yesterday, Samsung released its Q2 earnings report and held an earnings call where company executives confirmed the existence of the Exynos 2500 and discussed upgrades for the upcoming Galaxy S25 series. They mentioned that Samsung is planning top-of-the-line enhancements for the camera and display specifications in the S25 series, areas where they have been leading. Additionally, Samsung is preparing industry-leading application processors and memory to enhance AI performance and deliver a premium experience. However, it was unclear whether these upgrades apply to the entire Galaxy S25 series or just the Ultra model. It was indicated that the Galaxy S25 Ultra may feature a 50-megapixel 3x camera and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens, upgrades from the 10-megapixel and 12-megapixel cameras on the S24 Ultra. These improvements would complement the new 50-megapixel 5x periscope camera. There are also rumors that the Galaxy S25 and its S25 Plus will not receive similar camera upgrades. Regarding application processors, some Galaxy S25 units will feature the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, while others may include the Exynos 2500 if Samsung's Foundry can improve yields sufficiently. The S25 Ultra is expected to come with 16 GB of RAM. The smaller Galaxy S25 might feature a larger 6.36-inch display compared to the 6.2-inch and 6.1-inch screens on the previous 2 generations. Details about the displays remain limited, but there is hope that the Standard and Plus models will also benefit from the S24 Ultra's Gorilla Glass armor, which significantly reduces reflections. What's your take on this? Let me know in the comments section. Next year, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 application processor, AP. This new Qualcomm AP, designed for flagship Android phones, will be unveiled at October's Snapdragon Summit. Qualcomm seems to be prioritizing energy efficiency with this chipset over sheer performance. A tweet from a leaker revealed that internal testing data shows the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 SoC, produced by TSMC using its 2nd Gen 3 nm process node, N3E, features an impressive Adreno 750 GPU. The GPU's peak performance rivals that of the powerful MediaTek Dimensity 9300 AP, but at half the power consumption. This is promising news for the Galaxy S25 Ultra, but there's a catch. While Qualcomm has focused on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4's energy-efficient GPU, the custom Oryon CPU cores show only a single-digit performance increase compared to current generation chipsets like the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. The battery capacity for Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S25 Ultra has been leaked today, and the news isn't great if you were hoping for an upgrade compared to the S24 Ultra. According to the well-known leaker Ice Universe, the S25 Ultra will feature the same 5000 mAh battery as the S24 Ultra. Additionally, the maximum charging capacity will remain unchanged at 45 watts. Although the S25 Ultra is rumored to have a significant redesign, it seems some internal components will stay the same. This move might be disappointing to some, especially considering that some of Samsung's Chinese competitors have begun equipping their flagship phones with larger batteries. Adding more context, the upcoming Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, which is expected to power most Android flagships in 2025, is rumored to be quite power-hungry. The decision by Chinese companies to include larger batteries in their devices might be a direct response to this. If the rumor about the S25 Ultra's battery is true, Samsung may be taking a step forward in design, but potentially 2 steps back in battery life compared to its main Android competitors. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. We're now going to run through the full specs design and the expected pricing to help you guys decide if it is worth the wait for my regular viewers. You guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So with the Galaxy S25, equipped with a 6.2-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display boasting a resolution of 2340x1080, shielded by Gorilla Glass Victus 2 for durability. For selfies, GPU. There's a 12-megapixel punch-hole front camera. Turning to the back, the phone features a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 10-megapixel telephoto lens. It will be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 or possibly the Exynos 2500. The device offers 8 GB of RAM with storage choices of 128 GB or 256 GB, utilizing UFS 4.1 technology. The Galaxy S25 houses a 4000 mAh battery supporting 25 dB fast charging. Connectivity options include 5G support, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Operating on One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, the phone is expected to be released in January 2025 with an estimated price range of $800. Now let's introduce the Galaxy S25 Plus, featuring an impressive 6.7-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display with an upgraded Quad HD Plus resolution of 3088x1440. It incorporates Samsung's advanced M13 OLED panel safeguarded by Gorilla Glass Victus 2 and reinforced with aluminum 2.0 for added durability. For selfies, a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera takes the spotlight. On the back, you'll find a powerful camera setup with a 50-megapixel primary lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 10-megapixel telephoto lens. It's equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 or the Exynos 2500. The phone offers a substantial 12 GB of RAM with storage choices of 256 GB or 512 GB, utilizing UFS 4.1 technology. The Galaxy S25 Plus features a robust 4,900 mAh battery supporting 4580 fast charging. Connectivity options include 5G support, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Operating on One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, the expected price for this device is around $1,150. Finally, let's explore the flagship of the lineup, the Galaxy S25 Ultra, showcasing a generous 6.9-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display with a crisp resolution of 3088x1440. incorporates Samsung's advanced M13 OLED panel safeguarded by the durable Gorilla Glass Victus 2. For capturing stunning selfies, there's a 12-megapixel punch hole camera. On the back, the phone features an outstanding camera setup, including a 200-megapixel primary lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, a 50-megapixel 3x telephoto lens, and a 10-megapixel telephoto lens with an impressive 10x optical zoom. Contrary to earlier rumors, it is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 across all regions, distinguishing it from the S24 and S24 Plus, which stick with the Exynos. The S25 Ultra offers a substantial 12 gigs of RAM with storage choices of 256 gigs, 512 gigs, and 1 TB, leveraging UFS 4.1 technology. Housed within is a robust 5,000 mAh battery supporting Swift 45V fast charging. Connectivity features encompass 5G support, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Operating on One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, this premium device is anticipated to launch with an approximate price tag of $1,199. Take all this info with a pinch of salt. If you find any mistakes or missing information on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra specifications, please tell us. We're working hard to make sure everything is accurate, but sometimes errors can happen. Your feedback helps us improve. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Samsung is getting ready to release the budget-friendly fan edition of the Galaxy S24 series, which launched earlier this year. The Galaxy S24 Fan Edition has just cleared its FCC certification, signaling that the launch is coming soon. The big news is that the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition will come with the same display size as the Galaxy S24 Plus this year, instead of the smaller screen that previous models had. This makes it a great option for anyone looking for a bigger screen without paying the higher price of the S24 Plus. Earlier Galaxy Fan Edition models came with a smaller 6.4-inch display, which was between the 6.2-inch Galaxy S24 and the 6.7-inch S24 Plus. Considering the S24 is priced at $799 and the S24 Plus at $999, the $629 price of fan editions didn't make them as appealing compared to the regular S24. With the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition now featuring a 6.7-inch display, it's set to be a stronger competitor. At the same time, it won't take away from the more expensive S24 Plus either. The S24 Fan Edition is expected to come with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset in the US and an Exynos 2400E processor in other countries. This should offer better performance and energy efficiency compared to last year's Exynos 2200. The phone will also have a triple rear camera setup with 50 megapixel, 12 megapixel, and 8 megapixel sensors, which will be familiar to anyone who owned the Galaxy S23 Fan Edition. The regular Exynos 2400 is a deca-core chip, meaning it has 10 CPU cores. It features one Cortex-X4 core running up to 3.21 GHz for peak performance, two Cortex-A720 cores up to 2.9 GHz for balanced performance, three additional Cortex-A720 cores up to 2.6 GHz, and four Cortex-A520 cores running up to 1.95 GHz for efficiency. The FCC listing also revealed that the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition will have a sizable 4,565 mAh battery, similar to its predecessor. However, with the new, more efficient screen and processor, we can expect improvements in battery life compared to the previous model. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. As Chinese manufacturers keep making their foldable phones thinner and lighter, Samsung needs to keep up. While Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip phones are already slimmer than many competitors, the Galaxy Z Fold series still isn't as thin as some of the other options out there. Samsung is expected to respond later this year with the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim. It's not certain if this will be the phone's official name, but rumors and leaks strongly suggest it will be slimmer and lighter. A new report from Korean media also hints that titanium could play a key role in making this happen, as Samsung is reportedly considering using titanium for the backplate of its upcoming foldable phone. The backplate is the support structure between the foldable screen and hinge. In the current Galaxy Z Fold models, Samsung has used carbon fiber reinforced plastic for this part. For the Z Fold 6 Slim, Samsung might switch to a titanium backplate to make the phone stronger and lighter. Although CFRP is still being considered, it seems likely that Samsung will choose the titanium backplate in the end. Back in May, we found out that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim would not support the S Pen. The reason might be the titanium backplate. Titanium can interfere with the digitizer, which allows stylus support, and that could be why Samsung didn't use it for the Galaxy Z Fold 6. While the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a titanium frame, that frame doesn't sit directly behind the display like the backplate does on a foldable device. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim is expected to launch between October and December. However, it will likely only be available in the US and China, with no plans for a wider release at the moment. One reason for this limited availability could be the phone's high price, which is expected to be over $2,000. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Samsung is reportedly developing a thinner version of the Galaxy Z Fold 6, known as the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim. The South Korean company aims to reduce the thickness of its foldable phones to compete with its Chinese rivals. However, a recent report suggests that Samsung might not achieve this goal this year. A new report from The Elect indicates that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim may be approximately 11mm thick. Samsung has allegedly removed the S Pen digitizer, which is included in the Galaxy Z Fold 6, from the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim. The digitizer measures 0.6mm thick, 0.3mm on each side of the screen, suggesting that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim could be around 11.5mm thick. However, the company is exploring ways to further reduce the thickness. Samsung reportedly aims for its future foldable phones to be as thin as conventional smartphones like the Galaxy S24 Ultra. To achieve this, the company may need to improve certain components, such as the hinge and the battery. Unlike many Chinese foldable phones, the Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Galaxy Z Fold 6 boast an IP48 rating for dust and water resistance. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 Slim is expected to have larger screens compared to the regular Galaxy Z Fold 6, featuring a 6.5-inch cover screen and an 8-inch foldable screen. Samsung reportedly plans to produce 500,000 to 600,000 units of this slimmer foldable device. It could be launched exclusively in China and South Korea, where demand for foldable phones is higher. Samsung does not anticipate that sales of the Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Galaxy Z Fold 6 will surpass those of their predecessors. Additionally, for the combined sales of Samsung's new foldable phones, the Galaxy Z Flip 6 sales share is projected to decline from 70% to 60%, while the Galaxy Z Fold 6 sales share is expected to increase from 30% to 40%. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Samsung is rumored to be gearing up for the release of the Fan Edition for its Galaxy S24 series, a move that has the Android smartphone community buzzing with anticipation. This potential flagship killer has been hinted at once again, with the latest leak seemingly confirming key details, including its model number and 5G connectivity ahead of its official unveiling. As Samsung prepares to make waves in the Android smartphone world once again, the anticipated release of the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition has been the subject of much speculation. New leaks are shedding light on key details, with the latest one revealing the model number SMS721B/DS, which surfaced on the Global Certification Forum (GCF) website. This confirms that the Galaxy S24 Fan Edition will boast robust 5G capabilities, supporting both standalone and non-standalone 5G bands. These include N1, N3, N5, N8, N20, N28, N30, N40, N41, N66, N77, and N78, although the availability of these bands may vary depending on the region. Rumor has it that the S24 Fan Edition will inherit the camera specs of the Galaxy S24 while also debuting in a vibrant new range of colors. But that's not all. This Fan Edition might even get more out of the Exynos 2400 chip, potentially outperforming its vanilla and plus siblings. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. Edition might even get more out of the XML's 2400 chip, potentially outperforming its vanilla and plus siblings. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section.